Welcome to the Daily Oppa. This is Egypt, my experience versus media.
Get it out of there as quick as you can is what I will say. Do you have any idea how long you're going to be gone?
Until next year.
Jeez, Tofi, that's 3 or 4 months in the seedbed of terrorism.
A year ago, before starting my journey across the Arab world, I asked my friend Bob from Texas on his thoughts about the Middle East, North Africa, so on.
What can a person expect when they travel to the Middle East, Bob?
I think they're going to see a lot of things they need to worry about. The problem is traveling in the Middle East is people who aren't steeped in what's happening in the world can make some fatal mistakes, like standing out in a crowd.
If you're a foreigner in Egypt, you will stand out in a crowd, but never ever have I felt in some sort of danger. Okay, in fact, it's the opposite, because when you come to Egypt, what you'll find is that the people here are very welcoming.
This is called Dodda, is my friend, and he's the owner of this place.
Okay.
Anywhere in the Middle East that you travel to is high risk right now.
Okay, so I've been to Egypt 3 times now, and there's many people like Bob who don't know the true face of the Egyptian people, and that's because they've never actually been here. But once you're here, you're gonna find that the people are very helpful. Okay, sometimes I admit it, too helpful, meaning if you're lost and you're trying to find directions, they'll give you directions even they don't know where it is. Okay, wallahi, one time I was on the street and the guy just started pointing in a direction before I could even ask him where I was going. And then when I told him where I'm trying to get to, he looked at me confused and then he started pointing in the other direction. Why give directions when you don't know where it is? But that's just the spirit of the Egyptian people. Okay, they love to help. Why? Because generosity is part of the culture here.
Being outside without a male member of your family to escort you can be a death penalty. Caning, stoning, beatings, and it's all okay.
The thing about Bob is that his only understanding about what it's like to be in places such as Egypt comes from the media. It's not because he's a bad guy, it's not any of this stuff. It's because he's misinformed. And believe me, if Egypt was anything like what Bob believes it is, I would never keep returning.
Could be in trouble, especially if they think you're semi-famous, because then they get more money for you as a hostage.
I guess you could consider me semi-famous in the Arab world. Okay, there was even a Korean magazine that did an article about my travels to Egypt, and they referred to me as semi-famous. But let me just say that I live my life here as anybody would. Okay, there's no sense of threat, nothing like that. I go to the local places like Shubra, I eat the local food.
You see the people in Egypt love to talking with others, love to talking with foreigners. Called Mohamed Magdi, is the son of the owner of this restaurant.
Oh, he's the son? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leia. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Shubra.
You know Shubra.
You know Shubra. Welcome and have a nice time in Egypt.
Shukran.
It's a salad water, they call it cognac.
It's very spicy and delicious, by the way.
And I'm not alone when it comes to my experience of Egypt. Okay, I've actually met some of the most famous social media influencers here who feel the same way I do.
I try everything after that. I love trying stuff out, anything.
Just to briefly mention a few, there's Egyptian-Canadian vlogger Rasmi, who I met at Sotoh Beirut, where the owner, Jawad, was kind enough to pass out many free sandwiches as a gesture of kindness to bring in the new year.
Hashtag here, Mr. Wenny.
I've also met Ahmed Ramy, a blogger for human development, and he invited me to a meeting he was having with other known influencers where they were discussing how to improve the quality of life for Egyptians and other people through social media. Egypt is well known in the Arab world for entertainment, okay? Music, cinema, the arts, all that. And for the younger generation, YouTube reaction videos is a very popular thing now. And guess what? Egypt has the Arab world's premier reaction video channel, the Reactors.
ايه ده؟ هما ازاي خلاص كده؟
ما هو مفيش اي حاجه تعقم، لا في دهون ولا في محشي، مفيش الحاجات اللي عندنا دي يعني.
اوكي خلاص.
اللي جاي واحده اللي فيه. لسه هنشوف.
I would have a stainless steel neck thing made to cover your vital organs, because the sting of a knife going in your neck is probably a pretty gruesome feeling. It's stark terror when you realize your lifeblood is shooting out of your arteries in your throat.
The point I'm trying to make is that the media tends to focus on the bad people, bad stuff that happens here. But remember, bad stuff happens anywhere in the world. Everywhere you go, stuff happens. But to compare Egypt to one of those countries that say is facing a kind of crisis that makes it uninhabitable, or a place that tourists should stay away from, that's a media bias. Okay, Egypt is still a touristic hub. Okay, so this is called a shatafa. Of course, there's going to be cultural differences here that you're going to face, but that's all part of the joy of traveling, okay? Discovering a new experience. Sugar cane.
I think the odds will build up against you every passing week, so keep that in mind. Do you have an escape plan ready if you need it?
No, sir.
Egypt does have its challenges, but this is a country that continues to stand the test of time. Okay, Egypt, mother of civilization, rises up in spite of all its obstacles, because somehow, someway, the people have a will that glues this place together. Okay, just spend a day in Cairo and you'll be amazed at how it even works at all. As big as it is, as chaotic as it can be, this is a place that just keeps going and going and going. It's as if the magic of ancient Egypt lives on here, okay? You feel its presence when you wander the streets, taste the food, meet the people, see the sights. Because Egypt is more than a country, it's a doorway to the most ancient of times and the most modern of times. And as much as some may try to abuse or take away from this country, they can never take away its magic. So this is Egypt as I know it. Thank you.